Welcome everyone, it's Favorite Strigomar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. And continuing with the theme of disgustingly horrific enemies, we are going to continue to have to climb this tower, which should be interesting. I don't know, my audio was still a little bit off, so I adjusted it. I still have to fight the... I'm still new to some of the stuff in the audio in OBS being weird. What happens when there's like two different forms of audio clashing with each other when there's no music? There's like in my Avion playthrough, I literally have no music. And no, it's not like I don't plan on beating the entire thing. I am going to beat the entirety of Avion Expert on Avion 1 through 4. I am planning it, so... plan on it. Getting that. Compress that. I passed out for a while, but who knows? Gotta deal with this Angar. Gotta keep the turn meter cycling around. You do not want these enemies having excessive turns. Especially Angar, he will make your life a living hell. You do not want that. Maybe not as bad as the werewolves in expert mode, and definitely not as bad as what happens when I go into the dungeon. God forbid. We knew it was coming. Now that we've seen it, let's see. What do I want versus this? So we can go with that. The problem being... is that enough decrease attack? As my sense is it isn't. Or enough damage mitigation. But I'm not sure which I want to go for. I'm going to start with that. Because I'm afraid of this boss. This boss, I find, is really awful. Okay. Somehow we're doing a lot of damage to Sifi. I'll take it. Now there's several approaches we can have to this. Alright. Get that decrease attack in there. You want that decrease attack in there at all times. Because this boss, like Eternal Dragon, slams like an absolute nuisance. All it takes is for that decrease attack to miss. And you're in for a world of pain. That's why it's not overkill to go with 2 decrease attack. For some reason, neither of my decrease attackers are doing it, which is really bad. Because what ends up happening is, as you go up the Skybond stacks, inevitably, having no decreased attack is deadly. Like, really deadly. That resist was really unfortunate. That was also really unfortunate. Because breaking its attack is important. The sheltering scales of Jereg are very valuable in this fight. Because it allows this fight to go a lot quicker. See? That's bad. Because as you're approaching 20 Skybond stacks, okay. As you're doing that, this boss starts to hit really hard. That's why you do not... You want to have the anti-Skybond stack shenanigans. Because this, like I said, this boss gets to be an absolute, an unequivocal nightmare. Oh yeah, we already established why we can't do that. Like, one of my epic attack champs need help, is what that is. We have to get rid of the Blind Seer. So the Blind Seer is going to cause problems. It's time for some roast. But yeah, if there is one debuff that is essential versus Griffin, it's decrease attack. Because if you can't decrease its attack, the chance you'll win the Griffin 2 battle is almost non-existent. I want to be perfectly honest with you. Because that fight is nearly impossible without decreased attack. Even if you've got Ninja in the equation, you're still going to want the decreased attack to allow him to survive. Because he is all sorts of awful. Alright, so this we're going to need... we could use him, but she's better built right now. So we're just going to play with that. To think that an Ethos could probably clear all this if I ever got an Ethos, but I don't. An Ethos or a Turvold. Or, heck, hell, like even my Cleopteryx is doing some of the job. But, like you need, or a Trunda would work if you got a Trunda. There's a number of options. Now you might be wondering why I'm not using lights. Well, I've been notified that there is an electricity bill problem with that. And the cost of living is going up. I know you guys haven't noticed this yet, but I'm going to be blunt with you. The cost of living right now is ridiculous. Even if I were to get a bunch of money and sell my book and everything perfectly, a lot of that money would just go towards the cost of living. Because, quite seriously, cost of living is literally that harsh. Wasn't that way when I was younger. It most definitely wasn't. But it is that way now. People are like, why don't you whale on raid? Well, part of the reason for it is I can't afford it. Even if I get a job and get money, I can't afford it. Because of the cost of living in this area. Quite seriously. I'm being deadly serious here. I'm not even joking with you. I'd love to be joking with you, but paid. Giant flying chicken. Continuing my way up. Griffin 2, but I wanted to call. In all seriousness, Griffin 2, but I wanted to call him something funny. The Flying Dutchman. Something funny. Giant flying chicken. Flying chicken. Oh boy. What do we got here? That's a lot of spirit affinity. Oh, great. No, it's not what I wanted. I need... Let's just shove him in there and see what we can do. Haha. That's what you get. I like how he does almost no damage to this. Oh no. Okay, that's a little better. You want block buffs for this, trust me. You want block buffs because these mobs are nothing short of evil. By the way, just want to point that one out. Get rid of these two. Next in line is Miss Queen Eva there. Dealing with... I fully expected Iron Brago to be uppaid. Fully expected it. Okay, in this event, we actually need a block revive. There's no getting around it. And I will be developing my other block revive. I do slightly regret helping out Ultimate Death Knight, but only slightly. And I will be helping out some of these other champs in the near future. Alright. Cleopteryx or another nuker. That spirit is needed here, by the way. Or either spirit or magic. It has to be spirit or magic. You don't want to be using you don't want to be using force against these mobs. You do not want to be weak hitting them. Or you will be getting into a world of pain, to be blunt with you. I like how perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Because what that does is they can't revive that guy. And then I can just dole out the pain from there. Because they can spam revive as much as they want. But they can't beat that. See? That's why you want that. See, and then by blocking the buff, if they even try it, they're toast. I mean, we can alter the setup slightly, but we're still bringing along block revive because of Lightsworn. We can bring our good friend Rosin here, but we aren't leaving Armiger behind. Just want to be clear. Because Armiger is an integral part of the plan. Likewise with Phoenix. I mean, I could use my rival Phoenix in here when I level him up. It's just the new champion was a bit of a diversion. I'd rather not let the rival Phoenix live. I mean, I'll use him, sure. But I don't want the rival one to just randomly live. Because that would be a thing called bad. They are tanky. Yeah, the mob's out here. Okay, first things first. Just get that guy out of here. Get the masked fearmonger out of here. I am going to rotate around the decreased defense regardless. Okay. I guess we can... I can throw in Kale in there if I want. I just do not want... The number one thing I don't want is not to have no block. Like, I have to have block revive. Because I can never be sure what has a revive this far up the tower. Can never be sure of that. What do we got? Force champions only. Well, well, well. Look what we've got here. You know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. It's time to buff up my Rector Drath. That's what time it is. That is what time it is. Hell yeah. So we buff up our Rector Drath to 60. Because she has a job to do. She definitely has a job to do. Definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt. She has a job to do. And I was farming food earlier today. And we need a reviver. And guess what? Ultimate Death Knight can't do that. So, guess who's left? Take a guess. If you guessed Rector Drath, bingo! Rector Drath is left. That's why it's worth 60ing her. I probably should have had her in at 60 a long, long time ago. But of course, the game didn't give me one this entire time. So yeah. Yeah. Rector Drath is still very useful. We are just buffing all these pieces up. Because, it's the only real way we're going to get our Rector Drath to do her job. Because the Rector Drath has a very difficult job ahead of her. Very difficult. Her job is she has to survive an onslaught of stuff. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be grinding levels. I'm just going to be grinding food instead of the actual champions, at least for the most part. Because I do a lot of food grinding. That's the truth of it. I'm going to look for a ring that's got... Resistance 8. Well, we'll do that later. I don't think it's that critical right this second that she has a stupid amount of resist. We'll see how it goes. How much HP does she have? 51k. Not terrible. 200 resist is a little low. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little low. It's been a while since I've seen a solo Kayle defense. Some of this is really awful, so I'm just gonna take that. Just gonna take it. 'Cause you know, if I can get some points out of it, that'll be great. Yeah, let's get back on topic. Yes, I could fight all that other really obnoxious stuff right now, but I'm not in the mood. So, yeah, we were gonna do this secret room. Put Rector in the front. These two in. Her. Maybe go for double continuous. We'll go for that. Now, the reason I bother is because I know that everything in here is really dangerous. That's why I bothered to help out my Rector. That's why. Because I know that everything, yeah, like I said, everything in here is really dangerous. You, generally speaking, need block, like, you need revives, you need damage, you need a lot. Because without it, generally speaking, you're in trouble. I'm already starting to have doubts that Rector is even healing enough. That's the thing, because in order to get this done, I need Rector to carry, basically. She has to be able to get past the infernal gauntlet of Force Affinity champs. And at this level, without a Reser, you are probably in a very bad situation. So, that's why I got Rector to 60, because I'm like, I have one. I just need to make sure that she is where she needs to be. Alright, that one. Yeah, we went over that. So far, we've been doing pretty well, other than that one secret room. We can bring Kale into the equation, but we're not taking Armiger out. That's not happening. We'll even take Cleopteryx out of the equation before I take Armiger out of the equation. We'll take Kale out of the equation. We'll do any of that, but we are not taking Armiger out of the equation. Because I am almost certain that one of these nutbars has a revive. And that's where Armiger comes into play. Richter Drath has plenty of uses, by the way, before you're like, she doesn't have a lot of... She does. She has a lot of uses. There we go. There we go. Want to keep this turn meter as low as I can. Can I actually? Almost. Answer is almost. Alright. Well, next time on Raid Shadow Legends, we will be going into this keep, which it's got the griffins. So let's see the pattern here. So we got Bommel, Scarab, oversized empowered bug, Griffin, Dark Fae. Bommel, bug, Griffin. I'm assuming this is Dark Fae. Then after Dark Fae, then Bommel. Bommel, because whatever, okay, Bommel, bug. So yeah, this will be Bommel. That will be Dark Fae. This will be the bug. That'll be the Griffin. And this... something like that. This will definitely be Dark Fae. Because it always goes in the same pattern. It's always the same pattern. Just ascending difficulty each and every single time. And then in Doom Tower, they buff the difficult, like Doom Tower Hard, they buff the difficulty again. Just to be infuriating.